You gotta have 4 arms.
I know. I know.
And 6 eyes to be Floyd.
Is Floyd better than you?
Yeah, this looks, I don't know, man. He looks like he's on some gear.
That guy is defo on peds.
Yeah, I think he is on the PEDs, man, because this doesn't look right, man. I'm not gonna lie. It looks like...
After being accused of cheating, Crawford has savagely retaliated against Floyd, claiming that Floyd simply cannot bear the thought of someone being better than him. In Crawford's opinion, Floyd has not questioned the fight based on any solid facts. He's just bitter that another boxer is receiving the same kind of attention he used to. And when you look at what happened to Canelo, you can understand why. Canelo has taken punches from bigger opponents throughout his career, including Golovkin and Kovalev, yet has never needed surgery. Then Crawford, who had gone up from lighter weights, beats him, leaving him with a major injury that would postpone his return. Nobody expected that kind of outcome, and Mayweather is still pointing to it. It's unfortunate, but I want to hear it.
It's who has absorbed the bigger shots in the weight division. So, and it was good. It was a very good point. It was like Canelo has been hit by light heavyweights and super middleweights for the best part of a decade.
Basically,
he's so used to taking those shots, whereas Crawford hasn't. Crawford's been hit by 140 guys and 147 guys for the best part.
According to Floyd, Crawford has always had an issue with his gloves, and this would not be the first time it has happened. Floyd quickly noted that this is not the first time issues have been raised. He brought up the fight with David Anesian. Crawford's glove split open during the fight, revealing the padding underneath. The referee halted the action. The commission came in to investigate, but after a few minutes, they allowed it to continue. Crawford quickly defeated Anesian with a crisp combination. Even Anesian has not let it go. He stated that the entire situation appeared suspicious and that Crawford is one of the most protected fighters because the bout was held in Nebraska. He even claimed it brought up horrible memories of boxing, commenting, "Yeah, Terence Crawford dirt."
Canelo, choose one, please.
Guys, we gotta go. We don't.
Can you elaborate on why Crawford is better than Mayweather? It's just a little bit of detail.
Oh, he can switch. He's very smart guy.
Now that Canelo is injured and requires surgery, those same concerns are likely to resurface. Fans are wondering how a naturally smaller man can accomplish what Canelo's previous opponents have never been able to do. For some, it doesn't add up. But Crawford is pushing back against Floyd, claiming that this is all about ego and that Floyd despises seeing someone else steal the attention and be mentioned as one of the finest in the sport.
A little bit of Jay Reed energy. Was this the reason that Terence Bud Crawford whooped Canelo pillar to post, post to pillar?
Get your hand out of my pocket!
Was Canelo breaking down? Is his body deteriorating?
Get your hand out of my pocket!
50 plus fights, 50 plus training camps, not even talking about his amateur fights, not talking about the fights that he fought in Mexico up there in local bars.
Floyd's latest interview with TMZ Sports, which took place shortly after Crawford's victory, has sparked much discussion. When questioned about the fight, Mayweather kept things simple and professional. It's suitable for boxing. It was exciting. The best man won, he declared. That was intriguing because Floyd rarely gives praise without carefully framing it. In a way, he admitted that Crawford's performance was not luck. He defeated one of the sport's top names, and there was no denying it. However, it appears that the accolade will only last a few days.
Guy right now in the sport that's supposed to be the man, you know, big bad wolf. You beat him, you the wolf. Now it's like, you know what I mean? Like, all right, well, so I'm gonna fight. You beat the shark, you beat the wolf. Right. Damn. Like, you know what I mean? Ain't no more ops out there. It's ops out there, but who gonna make them really want to get up?
Makes sense.
That's like.
When the debate shifted to Canelo's age, Mayweather cast doubt on the Mexican superstar. "Oh, I do not know. Boxing causes a lot of wear and tear on the body." "Perhaps so. I'm not really sure," Floyd replied when asked if Canelo was washed up at 35.
Surgery on his shoulder and will be returning back to Riyadh season mid-late 2026. That means the man is not retiring.
A 2-pack of ass. That shit stinks.
A little bit of...
You ain't no cop, Jay Reed.
A little bit of Jay Reed energy. Was this the reason that Terence Bud Crawford...
That response wasn't a direct shot at Canelo, but it did imply that Crawford might not have beaten the greatest version of Canelo. Boxing giants like Floyd understood the toll the sport takes, and he did not ignore the possibility that Canelo's age hampered his performance. Even if it wasn't a direct criticism, it suggested that the man Crawford defeated may not have been at his top.
The fight, the Crawford-Canelo fight, and you had a Cavs hat on. This time you've got a GOAT hat on. Is that how you're feeling? I know it says Muhammad Ali, but is that how you're feeling about Bud's performance, about his whole career?
Yeah, I'm definitely feeling that way, man. Go. Greatest of all time, man. You gotta give it to him. You gotta give it to him. You gotta give it to his coaches. Not just me, Saul, Red, Bernie.
While supporters hailed Crawford's victory and discussed his abilities, some experts began to doubt his next steps and how they might affect his legacy. Ronnie Shields, the Hall of Fame trainer who has trained legends such as Mike Tyson and Evander Holyfield, recently weighed in. Shields has always been forthright, and he did not spare Crawford from examination. He made it obvious that if Crawford wants to be regarded as one of the all-time greats, he must face the top challengers in his weight class. Shields believes that genuine champions must face their toughest opponents. Shields specifically mentioned boxers such as David Benavidez, Christian Billy, and Osley Zaglacius. Crawford would have to face these warriors if he wanted to be remembered as a legend.
When I set my sights on doing something and I know what I'm capable of, it's not like a surprise to me. It's a surprise to y'all because y'all didn't.
Shields suggested that ignoring these tests would cast doubt on Crawford's place in boxing history. Former all-time greats would not leave a division to dodge difficult opposition. Shields believes this is a strong statement because it frames Crawford's possible actions not only in terms of title wins, but also in terms of historical respect. Shields indicated Crawford may move back to middleweight for a 6th world title. While acquiring another belt may appear good on paper, Shields cautioned that risk is a departure from what distinguishes legendary warriors. To him, a true legend flourishes in peril rather than intentional avoidance. But that was before the Crawford-Canelo fight.
Like Floyd career, like him coming up in the era that he came up in, he had all them champions that he was able to fight. And that's what led him to be so great, you know, because he fought the most champions, beat the most champions, you know, got the most money for beating the most champions.
Meanwhile, speculation over Crawford's next move lingers. On the 3 Knockdown Rule podcast, Mario Lopez had a concept. What if Crawford climbs up to middleweight and faces a fighter like Jan Nekomkanoli? Lopez posed a hypothetical. If Crawford wins the remaining belts and becomes unchallenged at new weight, his name will be inscribed in gold letters. That is the type of risk that Shields and Lopez allude to. Legacy is not built by being comfortable. It was formed by confronting the most difficult fights in the sport. The question is whether Crawford will go that path or play it safe. Be honest.
In a fight where Crawford made it where Canelo to have any chance, he had to go get close. So he had to go through a bad neighborhood. Yep. And Crawford mugged him. It's that simple. He had to go through a bad neighborhood to get anything done, to get to the place that something was going to be done good. Yeah. And he got mugged going through that neighborhood. Yeah. It's that simple.
Now, all of this leads back to Floyd Mayweather, but not in the traditional sense. Crawford had always respected Floyd. Crawford hailed Mayweather's skills prior to and shortly following the Canelo fight. He acknowledged Floyd as one of the finest of all time, referring to him as the GOAT. Crawford stated during his September 18th appearance on the 4-1 with Kim Newton podcast, "I have nothing but the utmost respect for Mayweather. I never compare myself to Mayweather. He is the greatest of his era, and I am the greatest of my era." He never attempted to overshadow Floyd or incite a feud for the sake of making headlines. He recognized his position and publicly confessed it.
Crawford, you did it, boy. You did it. For those who still aren't quite sure what they witnessed last night, I'm going to let you know that you witnessed what is called a notorious boxing clinic. This is everything done right, okay? First, he worked behind the jab, people.
However, everything changed when Floyd began publicly criticizing Crawford. And if Crawford knows anything, it's that the hatred is headed his way because he may be on his way to becoming the greatest of all time. Crawford's growing confidence is supported by more than his own statements. Yarn Andis discussed his boxing Mount Rushmore, which included Sugar Ray Leonard, Roy Jones Jr., Floyd Mayweather, Pernell Whitaker, and James Toney. Crawford did not make the list, not out of disrespect, but because he is from a new age, and Andis stated that Crawford has not yet been considered for his personal all-time list.
Out here, Kamaru, Terence Crawford versus the Mexican monster, David Benavidez.
I knew it was coming.
He was the mandatory for Canelo.
Oh
Canelo.
my God. Relax.
What's up? The scariest guy in the division.
He's not in the division.
He said he could still make 168 pounds. The reason why he won out because nobody wants to fight him.
That's a big dude. And to be honest, Terence Crawford's 37 years old.
It's about merit. Could I get to the general?
He also declined to comment on a hypothetical fight with Crawford, stating that he is focused on making his 154-pound weight class debut. But the subtext is unmistakable. Crawford's reputation looms large, and other fighters are aware that if he so chooses, he can challenge any era-defining boxer, even Floyd. Then there's Crawford's progression through the weight classes. Before battling Canelo at super middleweight, he held titles at super welterweight and was already known for his WBA belt. The victory over Canelo seemed to have hastened his growth. He has outgrown the division in terms of what he has accomplished and the legacy he is creating.
Over the past year, these years, he ain't been getting clipped or nothing. So now, that's that snack shit. I'm telling you. Y'all laugh, I'm always.
No, do tell. Open up.
And that guy that a part of it, he been caught before. He went to jail for it.
Talking about Victor Conti.
He went to jail, right?
Victor Conti.
Yeah.
The next hurdle for him could determine whether he remains a historical figure or becomes a truly all-time great. If he wins against someone like David Benavidez, he will join a select group of fighters who have dominated various top-level weight divisions.
Highest level of MMA because they don't have that level of skill. There is no equivalent in MMA to Bud Crawford because there cannot be. Bud is the most talented boxer I've seen since Mayweather.
I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather.
To be fair to Floyd, he obviously had hand problems in his whole welterweight run, and it's why he took that long stretch off in 2007, 2008, 2009 area, and Floyd's brilliance to be able to be just as great in some ways at that age. We're not here trying to dunk.
That is his weight class, one observer noted. Benavidez is pursuing other opponents in the light heavyweight and cruiserweight divisions, indicating that a Crawford bout is a hot topic even among elite fighters. Beating Benavidez or comparable fighters would undoubtedly contribute to Crawford's reputation and, in some cases, elevate him above Floyd in terms of accomplishments, simply because he would be winning against current top-tier opponents rather than sticking to a more limited scope. The buzz has been this strong over the past year. I mean, these years, guys haven't been getting clipped or nothing.
A lot of comparisons between Terence Crawford and Floyd Mayweather. We've even had the conversation to go as far as who would win in a fight between Terence and Floyd. And I truly don't know the answer to that question.
I do.
You do?
Yes.
Yeah. Who will win that fight?
Floyd.
Floyd will win that fight.
Yes, sir. I love you, Terence.
Always figures it out.
The larger picture here concerns legacy and perception. Floyd Mayweather set the bar extremely high. He competed in a very competitive era, wisely managed his career, and retired undefeated. Crawford is on a different path. He respects Floyd and acknowledges his greatness, but he is also positioning himself to prove that he can compete with anyone and beat them in their prime or later. Crawford's career is more about embracing risk than avoiding it. The mindset shift from respect to challenge is significant. It shows that Crawford isn't satisfied with simply being acknowledged as a top fighter of his generation. He wants to be judged alongside the finest of all time, including Floyd Mayweather. Bernard Hopkins recently spoke with ESPN about the ongoing controversy comparing Terence Crawford and Floyd Mayweather. Hopkins, as usual, provided a measured and honest response. The Hall of Famer admitted that people would always want to pit warriors from various generations against each other, but he believes this misses the point. I agree that they shouldn't be compared, Hopkins explained. He stated that when people begin ranking combatants across eras, they're essentially hating on the present time. Now, they're stretching out and desperate to reach another generation that has already established itself as the greatness of that era, and they're looking to the next era and asking who's greater. That's merely an orderly conversation. That is nothing to talk about, he explained. Hopkins emphasized that boxing has weight classes and eras for a reason. Mayweather dominated his period, while Crawford established himself as the best in his own. Each combatant demonstrated superiority in different circumstances and against various sets of challenges. Trying to argue one is better than the other simplifies both of their accomplishments. According to Hopkins, Crawford should not be held to the same standards as Floyd. He deserves recognition for what he has accomplished in his own time.
When you mention great fighters, right? 90% of your great fighters are black. The ones from the past. Now, with the Eastern Bloc coming on like they are, there's going to be some great ones coming on now. Even with Lil Tony, as you see, these guys are going to be great. They're going to start eclipsing and be coming up there too. But right now, if you had to name 5 of the best fighters of all time, 4 of them going to be black. You understand me? Who did he beat that was black in his prime, that was in their prime, that was on his level?
Some people have attempted to compare their careers based solely on accomplishments. Crawford has won numerous titles and awards throughout his career, possibly more than Mayweather did with his own belt collection. However, the topic is complicated by the fact that eras, weight classifications, and even fight styles vary. Nobody can definitively determine who is the best overall because both combatants have different skills and have experienced unique challenges. It's a debate that will most likely never be resolved. At the highest level of MMA, they lack the necessary talent. But Crawford has no comparable in MMA because there cannot be one. But he is the most talented boxer I have seen since Mayweather. I think Crawford is far superior to Floyd Mayweather. To be fair to Floyd, he clearly had hand difficulties throughout his welterweight career, which is why he had that extended break in 2007, 2008, and 2009. And it is a testament to Floyd's skill that he was able to be just as brilliant in some aspects at that age. We're not trying to dunk on Floyd in terms of pure boxing talent. However, Mayweather continues to stand out in most eyes. Floyd Mayweather Jr. had a career filled with technical mastery that few can match. He performed his jab, timing, and counterpunching with surgical accuracy. He had 2 unique styles during his career. Early on as Pretty Boy Floyd, he was more aggressive, frequently charging forward and taking the fight to his opponents. Later, as Floyd Mayweather, he developed into a determined tactician who used his superior ring IQ to outwit opponents. Both parts of his career established him as a technical legend. Crawford, on the other hand, has just demonstrated his own level of boxing brilliance. His performance against Errol Spence Jr. highlighted his fast counterpunching, timing, and power, notably with the jab. The way he snapped Spence's jab past the guard and his ability to punch in traffic showcased a strong skill set worthy of praise. He may not have Mayweather's style, but his effectiveness in the ring is apparent. Crawford's demonstration of technique was emphatic against a fighter of Spence's caliber, despite the fact that Spence was not at his top due to previous ailments.
Boxer, in your opinion, right now? European. No, world. Best fighter. World. The world, yeah. I think it's Terence Crawford. Many believe it's you. Many believe you're the best fighter. No, I'm not the best fighter of the world. It's Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford, #1, yeah?
Crawford's explosive timing-based responses versus Mayweather's perfect defensive science would make for an interesting chess match. Who would land the initial jab? Who would set the pace? There is no straightforward explanation, which is why some observers argue that in terms of sheer skill, it may be acceptable to label it a tie. Each fighter dominates their age with unique tools, making point-by-point comparisons nearly impossible.